This story begins by showing a 6th grade elementary school student named Shoko Nishimiya, who is just transferred to a new school. At her new school, Mia is in the same class as a student named Shoei Ishida, who is known to be very nosy and often pranks his friends. When Mia introduces herself in front of the class using a notebook, which she calls a communication book, Mia's classmates, including Ishida, are surprised to find out that the girl is actually deaf. At first everything seemed fine until finally, their homeroom teacher decided to give the students 3 minutes of extra lessons every morning before starting lessons to learn sign language, which was a way for them all to communicate with Mia. However, this is met with opposition from a student named Naoka Ueno, who openly says it in front of the teachers. Even so, a student named Miyoko Sahara and the other students don't seem to mind the extra lessons. One day, the teacher asked Naoka to read the text from the textbook, but because of her poor intonation when reading, Naoka was reprimanded by her teacher. Naoka then felt annoyed when her teacher did not reprimand Mia at all when the girl read the text with the same bad intonation. When it was Ishida's turn to read the text, the boy deliberately read the text by imitating Mia's intonation, which earned him a reprimand by his teacher. Since then, Naoka incites his other friends to stay away from Mia. When Mia was alone, Ishida approached the girl and threw a handful of dust in Mia's face. Mia's one and only friend is Miyoko, and they are always seen together. Seeing their closeness, Ishida intends to hurt Mia's feelings by writing a sentence on the blackboard stating that Miyoko has left their friends because she is friend with Mia. Ishida then pretended to delete it when Mia came, as if he didn't write it down. However, Mia's reaction was completely unexpected. Instead of crying or being sad, Mia wrote, "Thank you," and smiled at Ishida. Day after day, Ishida always bothers and pranks Mia. Even Ishida deliberately took off the hearing aids worn by Mia, causing Mia's ears to bleed and hurt. Ishida also throws away Mia's hearing aid. One day, when he came home from school, Mia approached Ishida and his friends while writing an apology and saying using sign language that she wished Ishida could be friends with her. However, Ishida still refuses to be friends with Mia, and then throws Mia's communication book into the pond. But for some reason, Ishida also took the communication book from the pond. The next day, Mia doesn't go to school, and the principal comes to their class to investigate reports from Mia's mother that Mia's hearing aids have been lost or damaged 8 times in the past 5 months. The principal suspects that Mia is a victim of bullying and asks the students to confess. Because no one dared to confess, their homeroom teacher kicked the blackboard and told Ishida to stand up. Ishida finally stood up and admitted his mistake. But the boy also said that it was not only him who bullied Mia, but also his other friends. Hearing this, his classmates suddenly felt disapproved of Ishida's accusations, and they agreed to be hostile to Ishida. Meanwhile at home, Ishida's mother, who already knew about her son's actions, then invited Ishida to meet Mia and her mother to apologize and replace the hearing aids that had been removed or damaged by Ishida, which were quite expensive. Despite his reluctance, Ishida finally complied with his mother's wishes and met Mia's mother, and advised him not to bother Mia anymore and be a good child. The next day, Ishida caught Mia, who was wiping his desk with a piece of cloth. Ishida rudely told Mia to stop, but Mia replied with a smile. Feeling annoyed, Ishida then pushed Mia quite hard. Because everyone's patience has a limit, Mia, who had been trying to survive the bullying she experienced, then vented her anger at Ishida by pushing the boy to the ground. Mia said that all this time, she had tried to be kind to everyone who bullied her, but why were they still bullying her? After that incident, Mia no longer attends school, and their homeroom teacher informs that Mia has transferred to another school. Ishida finally realized that all this time, his desk had always been scribbled with insults and curses by his friends who were still annoyed with him. A few years later, Ishida is now a high school student and diligently takes sign language courses. One day, when Ishida was at the course, he accidentally bumped into Mia. Ishida then called the girl and said her name. However, upon hearing Ishida's name, Mia immediately ran away in fear. Ishida also chases Mia to return Mia's communication book and apologizes to the girl using sign language. Ishida feels very guilty and regrets everything he did to Mia a few years ago. Ishida then expresses his desire to befriend Mia. Seeing Ishida's sincerity, Mia finally accepts his offer. The bullying that Ishida did to Mia a few years ago turned out to make his life change drastically. Ishida was shunned by his friends. Even when he was a student in high school, Ishida was still ostracized because of his reputation as a bully. Ishida is now a depressed loner, unable to look other people in the eye, and imagining the X on the faces of those he refuses to interact with. One day, Ishida sees a student named Tomohiro Nagatsuka, who is forced to lend his bicycle to a bully student. Feeling pity, Ishida then offered his bicycle to the bully student so that the bully would not take Tomohiro's bicycle forcibly. Because his bicycle was taken, Ishida was forced to go to the course on foot. On the way, Ishida found a promo coupon for a pastry shop. Ishida picked it up, went to the pastry shop to buy some bread, and went to Mia's class, intending to give the bread to the girl. However, upon arrival in front of the class, Ishida was confronted by a girl named Yuzuru, who did not allow the young man to meet Mia. After returning from the course, Ishida met with Tomohiro, who returned his bicycle, and since then, the two have become friends. The next day, Ishida came back to Mia's class with bread, but Yuzuru always got in front of the class and didn't give him permission to meet Mia. Yuzuru even claims to be Mia's lover, which makes Ishida quite surprised. But then, Tomohiro suddenly appeared and scolded Yuzuru. The two then got into an argument that caught the attention of the people who were there, including Mia. Mia saw Ishida's presence in the midst of Yuzuru and Tomohiro's commotion. But when the two looked at each other, Ishida suddenly felt embarrassed and immediately left. Mia then chased Ishida until they came to a bridge, where they were finally able to chat. However, suddenly, Ishida accidentally drops Mia's notebook into the river. Mia rushed into the water to get her book and Ishida followed the girl to save her. Unbeknownst to Ishida, Yuzuru secretly takes a photo of Ishida jumping into the water and posts it online to take revenge on him, which ends up getting Ishida suspended instead. One day, Ishida was asked to pick up his niece Maria at school. Maria then told Ishida that someone had fallen asleep in the slide. Ishida then went inside to see the person, who was none other than Yuzuru, who had run away from her house. When she wakes up and sees Ishida, Yuzuru reveals that she was the one who spread Ishida's photo on social media and then apologizes to him. Ishida apparently didn't mind this at all, and instead invited Yuzuru to his house to eat together. That night, Yuzuru quietly left Ishida's house and walked in the pouring rain. Ishida then followed her, and gave an umbrella to the girl and walked her home. During the trip, the two of them talked about Mia, and because Ishida thought that Yuzuru was Mia's lover, Ishida told the girl that he would not bother Mia again. Arriving at a bridge, they separated, and Yuzuru revealed through sign language that she was not Mia's lover, but her younger sister. Yuzuru's mother, who was also Mia's mother, looked at Ishida. The woman rushed to Ishida and slapped him because she was still annoyed with what Ishida had done to Mia a few years ago. After that, Ishida and Yuzuru became friends, and Ishida and Mia's relationship became even closer where they often spent time together. One day, Ishida and Mia meet again with Miyoko, their classmate from elementary school, who was friends with Mia. Ishida then left Mia and Miyoko. While on the road, Ishida accidentally bumps into Naoka, who is handing out promotional coupons for a restaurant where Naoka works part-time. The next day, Ishida takes Tomohiro to visit the diner where Naoka works part-time, but the girl hides when she sees Ishida's arrival. When Ishida came home, he met Yuzuru, who was visiting his house and playing with Maria. Ishida then left a cat head purse to Yuzuru to give to her sister. Yuzuru gave the wallet in the evening. One day, Ishida was surprised by the appearance of Naoka, who immediately sat on the back of his bicycle, while on the other side of the road, Mia was standing carrying the wallet that Ishida gave him. Seeing Mia on the other side of the road, Naoka immediately approached her and did her bad habit, bullying Mia by forcibly removing Mia's hearing aid and intends to throw it away. But this time, Ishida immediately stopped Naoka and returned the hearing aid to Mia while apologizing. One day, Ishida and Mia met somewhere, where Mia then gave Ishida a gift and tried to express her affection for him by telling it directly. Because Mia is not good at communicating verbally, Ishida also mistakenly responds to Mia's words, Suki, which means to say I like you, and thought Mia said Suki, which means the moon. Because she was embarrassed and annoyed, Mia finally left there. Meanwhile at school, one of Ishida's classmates from elementary school, Miki Kawaii, walks up to Ishida and asks him what he thinks about her new hairstyle. The girl then introduced a student named Satoshi Mishiba to Ishida, and the three of them eventually became friends. A few days later, Ishida takes Mia to an amusement park with Yuzuru, Tomohiro, Miyoko, Miki, and Satoshi. There, they meet Naoka, who asks Ishida to buy her takoyaki. While buying takoyaki, Ishida meets his classmate in elementary school named Kazuki Shimada, who used to be Ishida's close friend, but then distanced himself from Ishida after their bullying of Mia was discovered by the principal. It turns out that their meeting had been planned by Naoka, who wanted to reunite their friendship. Naoka then invites Mia to ride the Ferris wheel. But before that, Yuzuru left her camera with Mia. The next day, Yuzuru goes to Ishida's house to show the video recorded from her camera when Naoka and Mia ride the Ferris wheel together. In the recording, Naoka voices her hatred for Mia and blames the girl for creating a rift between her and Ishida, as it turns out that Naoka is very infatuated with Ishida. Even though Mia is heard repeatedly apologizing, Naoka still doesn't care, and even has the heart to hurt Mia. While at school, Ishida and Miki get into an argument when the two discuss the bullying that Mia experienced years ago. In the fight, Miki accidentally exposes Ishida's past as a bully to students who don't realize it. Ishida finally took the initiative to gather all of them, including Mia and Miyoko, to explain the problem and clear up misunderstandings. But in the end, they still blame each other, so Ishida just sits down and blames himself for everything that happened. However, Mia could understand the situation Ishida was in, and as usual, the girl always carved a warm smile at Ishida. Not long after, Ishida found out that Mia's and Yuzuru's grandmother died recently. To cheer them up, Ishida took them to the countryside. Yuzuru looks cheerful again, but not so with Mia, who still looks sad. Not only mourning the death of her grandmother, Mia also feels sad and frustrated to see Ishida, who is now shunned by his friends again, and Mia blames herself for everything that has happened to Ishida. After that, Yuzuru asked Ishida to help them prepare a birthday cake for their mother. At first, their mother did not seem to like Ishida's presence, but after seeing the closeness of her daughters to Ishida, the woman finally melted and accepted Ishida's presence. On the following night, while attending a fireworks festival, Mia suddenly excuses herself from returning home under the guise of finishing her homework. Yuzuru then asked Ishida to take her camera at her house. Arriving at Mia's house, Ishida was shocked when he found Mia standing on the balcony. Ishida managed to grab Mia's hand and pulled her back. However, Ishida instead fell into the river below. Ishida was rescued and rushed to the hospital, but fell into a coma. Yuzuru and her mother then came to see Ishida's mother to visit Ishida and apologized to Ishida's mother for Mia's actions that had caused Ishida to fall into a coma. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Naoka vents her anger on Mia and doesn't stop blaming the girl for everything that happened to Ishida. Mia's mother, who saw the incident, then slapped Naoka, but the girl returned the slap and the two got into a fight, until finally, Ishida's mother came and broke them up. Hoping to help Ishida, Mia then goes to Ishida's friends to apologize and explain her and Ishida's situation. One night, Mia dreams of receiving a farewell visit from Ishida, which immediately wakes her up and worries about Ishida's condition. Mia then sneaks out of the house, then runs to the bridge and cries. At the same time, Ishida awakens from his coma and runs to the bridge, where he finds Mia also there. Ishida then again apologizes to Mia and asks the girl to stop blaming herself. Holding Mia's hand, Ishida then asked the girl to help him survive, and he would also help Mia to solve all the problems in her life, which Mia agreed. When Ishida returned to school, everyone looked at him and talked behind his back. However, Mia never let go of her hand on Ishida to support him and stand by his side no matter what. Ishida finally reunited with Tomohiro, who expressed his longing for Ishida. Not only that, Ishida also reunites with his friends, including Naoka, and realizes how much they still care for him. Naoka still doesn't seem to like Mia, but Mia doesn't mind it and thinks of Naoka as her friend. Ishida, along with Mia and his friends, then go to the school festival together, where Ishida discovers that he can finally look other people's eyes again, when he imagines the X on their face is disappearing. Looking around at his family, friends, and all the new friends he made Ishida burst into tears, knowing that he could finally atone for his past mistakes and move forward to become a new person. Limitations are not one way to end life. Keep trying to make everything go well, be yourself and make changes. Thank you for watching this video, and see you in the next video.